At a press conference held after the formal event, Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma said that the initiative was not just about financial assistance but about placing trust in the associations. He noted that the government's approach aimed to empower these bodies with full autonomy and responsibility to chart out their own course of action. The move, he added, was part of a broader vision for sports development in Meghalaya, which includes infrastructure investments of nearly 1,900 crore and long-term goals such as contributing to India's performance in the 2036 Olympic Games. It may be stated that the financial support had been provided under Team Meghalaya to facilitate athlete training and development in the run-up to the Games. It was informed that this was the first time in the country that such grants were being disbursed directly to sports associations, enabling them to plan and implement their own strategies based on specific needs. These could include hiring coaches, procuring equipment, organizing training camps, and conducting talent identification programs.
6 state sports associations that are there, and the fund will be given as per the discussions held with each one of them. Amounts will differ because in some associations, as I said, equipments are more expensive. In some cases, equipments are lesser expensive, and so on and so forth. So the amounts may vary. And also, of course, we will look at the different potentials that the different associations may have in terms of prioritizing different sports. That also is something that we look at. But total, there are 26 sports associations. We are working on the entire funding because the number is not yet frozen yet. But as I said, we will take it as it comes along. I mean, just to share with you, what I mentioned earlier, that projects worth about 1,900 crores are already, in terms of infrastructure, are underway as we speak. Now, just keep this in mind that these are not sports infrastructures being made only for the national games. This is going to be forever. And so these infrastructures are going to be used for future training, future events, and for the youth in the future. Because we've always mentioned this, that Meghalaya is a very young state, and there's even a younger population which is going to come, and grow up in the next 10-15 years. So actually, we will need more scope for, from every aspect of the youth, whether it's education, whether it is sports, and so on and so forth, jobs. So all of these aspects are very key for us. So therefore, keeping all of those aspects and the challenges in mind, the investments are being made in sports. So this infrastructure of 1,900 crores is one example. This 40 crores is one of the installments we're giving to the associations. We will review this and see how much more to be done. There will be expenditure when it comes to actually hosting the games, which will include things like food, accommodation, transportation, media, marketing, so on and so forth. Those are being done as we speak, so those numbers are not yet out.
Conrad K. Sangma also informed that while the majority of disciplines for the 2027 National Games would be hosted in Meghalaya, at least one sporting discipline each would be hosted in the other 7 northeastern states. This, he said, was part of an inclusive approach to engage the entire region in the upcoming national event.
Basically, the point here is very simple. When we had a discussion with the Honorable Home Minister and the Indian Olympic Association representatives, there was a desire that, while Meghalaya is the host, again I repeat, Meghalaya is the host of the Games, it would be nice if other states also can become a part of the Games and maybe host 1 or 2 disciplines, depending on their capacity and depending on the different logistical support that may be required. So therefore, you can say almost majority of the games are being held in Meghalaya. But with that thought process of trying to give a northeast flavor to the games, repeating that Meghalaya being the and the only host, the games, 1 or 2 disciplines may be played in different parts of the northeast, different states that is. And we have already done a discussion at a preliminary level. The sports department will be calling the officers, directors from the different states sports departments and further discussing this in detail to finally come to a conclusion. This meeting will be held sometime in July, where all the sports department officials of all the northeastern states will be asked to come to Shillong. Detailed discussion will be held, and we will see which state will be able to host which game. As I said, 1 to maximum 2 in a state, depending on the size. So there are 8 northeast states minus Meghalaya, that's 7. So there are about 7 disciplines for sure, 1 each, and maybe in some 1 or 2 of them, if the need arises and if the opportunity is there, we may examine maybe 1 more. So at least 7 disciplines will be outside. Rest, normally there are 38 disciplines. 38. There will be about 38 plus disciplines, which means about 30 plus will be held, plus minus will be held in Meghalaya. And at the same time, we will be also hosting the Northeast Sports Ministers meet also after the meeting of the officials. Once they have got a kind of a general way forward, then the sports ministers meet with them, finalize it. In some cases, the infrastructures are very, very large. That is true. I mean, you're talking about maybe 400-500 crores, 500 crores, 600 crores to invest for one particular sport. And then the legacy aspect also looks at, we have to look at that aspect. So that has got maybe 10% of the decision, but 90% of the decision has come because, as I said, of the desire of Government of India and the Indian Olympic Association to host it, and that Meghalaya should host it, but give it a Northeast flavor by involving other states in a small way. If this direction or this suggestion had not come from Government of India or IOA, we would have to go for the investment. So we are, in fact, as I said, spending 1,900 crores today. We'd have to spend maybe 2,500 crores or 3,000 crores. So therefore, yes, partly that also impacts, but that is not what has driven the decision, to be very frank. If we have to invest, we will invest.